If you're making a large piece with reversible pojagi patchwork, sometimes that means sewing long seams. Today, I'm going to give you 5 tips that will make it easier to stitch these long seams. Welcome to Epida Studio. My name is Elizabeth and I help you make beautiful things with quilting, pojagi, and embroidery. So if you're making pojagi patchwork items and you want really large items, for example, long window hangings or a shower curtain or a bedspread, anything like that, that you want a pretty large piece, then you might have to sew some long seams. And because those seams are different from traditional 1/4 inch quilting seams, then it can be a bit challenging to get these seams. So here's 5 simple tips to help you sew that. So I have these 2 pieces here, and these are pieces for a patchwork shower curtain that I'm making. This is from the Easy Patchwork shower curtain pattern that I have. And I'm making this with this beautiful teal and blue fabrics. And these pieces are quite long. They are over 76 inches long at this point. So that does make a really long seam. The first thing that I'm going to want to do, because it's a long seam, is to be able to lay it out flat as much as possible. So I want to look for a long table, a counter, maybe even the floor, so I can have it flat. This isn't the time to be putting things together on like a little side table. You do want to be able to lay them out flat just to avoid wrinkles and to keep everything smooth. The second thing that you might want to do is use a ruler. Now, this kind of piecing is not precision piecing. In workshops, I'm always saying an estimate is good enough, close enough is good enough, and that is still true with a long seam. However, with a long seam, you might want to take this extra care just to keep it straight. Now, if you know how to do this seam, you'll know that there are 2 stages to it. And in the first stage, when you're sewing the first part, you have the edges of the fabric offset by around 1/4 inch. And usually I just eyeball 1/4 inch pretty close. But because this is long, if you're just eyeballing your seam, then it can be challenging to keep it consistent the whole way down the seam. So what you might want to do just to help keep that offset edge consistent is use a ruler when you're lining it up. So because this isn't batik fabric, it's not reversible, when I'm lining up my pieces to sew the seam, I'm going to place my pieces wrong sides together for the first part. And so I have them wrong sides together, and I'm laying this out on my table. And then just to make sure that my edge is consistent, I can just use a little ruler and make sure that that offset is 1/4 inch. And then just kind of check along the way down to make sure that it's staying the same and that my pieces aren't kind of drifting at angles. It's staying pretty straight all the way down. Now, the next thing you might want to do as you're laying out your pieces, you might notice that there's some places where it's not exactly a flat edge. So you can see in this spot here, these 2 pieces don't exactly join up. So in that case, you can either kind of ignore it and imagine a straight line down, or you can trim it, depending on which one you're more comfortable with. But you do want to have a straight line. So if you can ignore the little joggy part and just fold over it, that will be fine. But feel free to trim that if you need to make sure that it is a straight line all the way down. Now, the 4th thing you'll want to do is once you have it laid out and you have the offset is consistent all the way down, you will probably want to use pins. Now, normally in quilt piecing, I am not a pinner. Some people love pins, and that is excellent if you use pins and it helps you be more accurate and consistent. I am not a pinner, but in this case, I will use pins, and I recommend that you use pins even if you're not a pinner, just because After you lay this out, you're going to be moving it. You'll take it to the sewing machine. It'll go through. The pins will help everything stay together as you're moving it and as you're sewing it. However, I don't recommend that you use clips. I know wonder clips and that type of thing are very popular and common, but in this case, I do not recommend that you use clips. There's no need to because it's only 2 layers of fabric. It's not super thick, but also because the edges are offset, you're not lining it up. You have the edges offset, so a clip won't hold that as securely as a pin will. You're not only holding the 2 pieces together this way, you're making sure it doesn't shift back and forth. And when you get to the sewing machine, you can't just adjust it to line up the edges. So don't use clips, do use pins. And then the 5th thing has to do with the pressing. So once this is stitched, we will stitch this all the way down, and then it's going to be time for pressing. And if you're familiar with the seam, you know that there is 2 steps in the pressing. You press the longer seam allowance over, and then you press it open. So I recommend, even though it's very long, it's a lot of moving on the ironing board, I recommend that you press the whole seam in the first step and then press the whole seam in the second step. Just because if you're trying to press and open and then move down, press and open, it will just be challenging and more difficult to do. And so press the whole thing. And what I generally do is I would start at one end. So if you can imagine that this has been lined up, pinned and stitched, and now it's stitched, I would start here and I would do the press over, and I would go all the way down the seams to do the press over. And then when I'm at this end, still at the ironing board, then I would start the press open back from this side and go down the seam back to where I started from. And so then I've pressed the whole seam back and forth, pressed over and pressed open. So if you have any other tricks and things that you've discovered have helped you to be able to stitch long pojagi seams, I would love to hear your ideas. I learn a lot from my students who try new things and it works out great. And if you have no idea what I am talking about with this type of seam, then you can click the link to see the tutorial for what this kind of seam is, how it's different from a regular patchwork quilting seam, and ideas for where you might want to learn this seam. And all this and more is available in the links below and at my website, epidastudio.com.